Hi there, welcome to the Hustle Detox. My name is Kate Cashman, and alongside my friend and coaching colleague Mish Pope, we have created the Hustle Detox for you so that you can feel like you're really embracing flow in your life and decreasing the harmful hustle that you so often feel amongst society and perhaps in yourself. We want to extend a huge thank you for trusting us, for coming on this journey with us, and also for trusting yourself and putting yourself in the position where you perhaps are exploring something new. We know how difficult that is because we've done it ourselves. Now, you will have received your very first email into the program. You've obviously received access to this video and any subsequent videos for the module. You will have received your slides, your meditation, and also links to the worksheets that I'll be referring to. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to share my screen and show you and talk you through some of the slides, because I really want to make sure you're getting all of the juiciness out of this program. So let me share my screen with you and we'll get started. So, the Hustle Detox. Where did the Hustle Detox come from? Mish and I had regular conversations over the last few years about this feeling that we had always felt, that we needed to be constantly busy, constantly performing, and constantly involved in either everyone else's lives, the community, our own, without the permission to say no, even if we wanted to. We were feeling the hustle around our children and around even the commitments that they have at such a young age. People will often ask me whether or not my children are involved in school sports, music classes, and when they hear that I say that we're deliberately holding out on that so that he can play a little bit more, many people are genuinely shocked. So when we were having these conversations, we realized that in fact, a lot of people are feeling hustle, not just adults, but children as well. And we knew that the exploration that we'd encountered and been through ourselves with coaches and on our own over the past few years was something that was actually of great value. So let's get started. This is Module 1, and Module 1 is all about understanding. It's presented by me. Mish is going to be joining you for Modules 3 and 4 of the course. So what are we going to be talking about in this first week? What are we asking you to feel into or explore? The first thing is I'm going to explain a little bit more about who on earth we are. Some of you may know us and some of you may not. I'm also going to explain a little bit more about what the Hustle Detox is, but also what you're going to walk away with and where we can connect. What I'm really interested in doing first, though, is sharing a little bit more about us. Now, Mish is going to obviously go into a bit more detail introducing herself in the third module, but I'll give you a little bit of background about me. So again, my name is Kate Cashman. My business outside of the Hustle Detox is called The Breath Between, and I'm actually a 0.5 academic teaching law and policing studies to law students, police recruits, and experienced police officers who want to promote to sergeant. Now, obviously, that's a really varied amount of experience. I know that, but one of the things I love that the Hustle Detox has done for me, that I've done in my life, is it's actually allowed me to step back and realize that actually my working world was feeling too hustled and not 100% aligned with who I was and what I truly wanted to do. So I stepped back, I asked permission, I sought the need for, that more formal approval, which is something I had to do in my employment role. But the asking I was rewarded for the asking by people actually saying, absolutely, let's go with this. So I have a very flexible position with the university and I absolutely love what I do. But you know what else I love? I love working with people in a coaching capacity. The Breath Between is a true work of joy for me. I get to show up each day in my business, helping busy professionals, entrepreneurs, and people feel more rested, renewed, and energized by their life, primarily their life outside of work. And so helping people in a one-on-one capacity in corporate workshops and groups and sometimes retreats has just showed me the true power that we all have to say no, to set our own boundaries, to expand those boundaries, and to feel really good in the process. There's been a lot of myth busting, both by myself and a lot of my clients, in what we should do in our lives. So we're here to help bust those myths for you and to constantly remind ourselves of that as well. So that's a little bit about me. She's going to explore a little bit more about her in Module 3, but this is us, perhaps with a little more makeup, our hair done, but this is us. You'll get to know both Mish and I as being really approachable, really easygoing people, and we are exactly the same in real life. So we want you to feel like we are sitting on the couch. I'm sitting on an armchair right now. We're sitting on the couch next to you having this conversation, because ultimately that's what we're doing. We're just doing it from the other side of a computer or the other side of a screen. What I'm going to do now is just a little bit of background about the type of hustle we're talking about here. So what do we mean when we talk about hustle? Does it mean that you have to stop doing everything, all the commitments in your life, say no to everybody that's important? Absolutely not. Our definition of hustle, the definition of hustle that you see on your screen in your slides, is the one that we're going to use here. Hustle is to push roughly or to jostle. We don't want you to push roughly with your life. We want you to feel that you can tread more gently with your life and your work, embrace all phases of the cycle of life and work. So productivity, rest, flow, and a life without hustle for the sake of busyness. Busy for busy's sake. That's our definition of hustle. Does that mean that you're not going to be able to have busy periods in your life? Of course not. Does that mean you can't embrace a whole array of incredible commitments in your life? Of course not. I will be the first person to put up and say that my life is full and fabulous because, and of course there's moments where it's not so fabulous. I have small children, so we all know that it's not always bells and whistles and unicorns and rainbows. But in terms of my commitments, I feel completely aligned with every single commitment that I've made in my working life and in my home life because of how it makes me feel. Hustle that we're talking about is the hustle that you're doing because you feel you have to. Perhaps you're getting pains in your chest. Perhaps you're completely exhausted and overcommitted in ways that don't feel good. But either way, what's most important is that you know that that's what we're about diminishing, not reducing all of your commitments simply because we want you to lie on the couch. That's not the case at all. So if we're talking about hustle, we're here because we want you to banish the busy and embrace flow. A little bit has been said about Mish and I, a little bit about what we think hustle is. What we want to talk to you about now is what you can expect from the Hustle Detox. So you're here to banish the busyness. You're here to embrace flow. So what do we want you to understand in Module 1? What you are here to understand, and we're going to stop this video in a moment because I want you to digest these themes in smaller chunks. And we also know you don't have time for hugely long videos, but we're going to ask you to digest that. We want you to really think and feel into where you are right now, because we need to understand where we are and where we've been before we truly tread onto the path of where we want to go, or where we might go, or what that might look like. So as you end this first video, introducing you briefly to Mish and I, introducing you briefly to what we talk about in terms of hustle, I want you to start asking yourself the question, where do I feel that type of hustle or busyness in my life? Perhaps where am I saying yes, where I feel I should be saying no? Where am I saying no when actually I really want to say yes? So I'm going to leave you with that question. Where are you right now? And I'll stop this video and come back with video 2 of module 1. Thank you so much for joining us, and I can't wait to have you here for the next video.